All right, guys, what is going on? What is good? What is good? I got bamboozled today. I got bamboozled. The bamboozle. Damn. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. We'll discuss a few things, but dude, if we get up to 96, bro, I just might cry. I just might, or even 100, 6,100 for ES. I might cry. Know what I'm saying? You ever feel like crying, chat? You ever feel like just bawling out? As in crying, not spending money. Does it ever happen to you? Let me know. Let me know. Anyway, what's good, Naruto, Rob, Mason, Manuel, Monkey, Jordan D. Jordan, there was a lot of macro studies today, which were very, very nice. Hopefully we've been documenting those things. Well, hopefully you have, because I haven't. Jim Bob, what's Gucci? Crispy J, Felix, Convicted Capitalist, Bazell 2020, Christian Thomas. We got to get you a sniper badge, my friend. We got to do that. What's good? Marshall, Cameron, Kevin, Miguel. Yeah, we better not get 6,100, dude. We better not do it. Because I ain't in it anymore. We'll talk about it. But yeah, so there was quite a bit to, I guess, what's today? Friday, right? There was a lot that we discussed this week. The time compression matrix, which I did fix, by the way. We talked a lot about market maker models. We talked a lot about macros. We talked about turtle soup long, turtle soup shorts, a relative strength analysis. We talked about a lot of things. A whole lot of things. Data highs and data lows, as per usual when it comes to days like today. NFP, interest rates, unemployment, all that stuff. Right? All right. We'll give it a few minutes, a few more people on here before I show you the matrix again. I did post it in the Discord, so most of you probably have it already, but I'll show it here as well. Yeah, what Miguel, what about the whole numbers? Zeros, 50s, 20s, and 80s. You have a 20 level up here. That was close to our high of the day. You have a 50 level down here. That was close to our low of the day. You've got an 80 level here, which has shown some level of sensitivity. So yeah, 20, 6,100 would be a zero level. We've traded quite a lot around that, but you can see clearly that the 20 level was a reversal, the 50 level was a reversal, and the 80 level showed sensitivity here. So that is what I refer to when we talk about zeros, 20s, 50s, and 80s. Was good, Prosper. All right. So across the board, when the unemployment rate came out today, it came out, I guess, slightly better than expected, which is cool, I guess. I think all that data is fake and bullshit anyway. We'll see if Elon can clean that shit up. We'll see if Donald can clean that shit up. We'll never know. But no matter what, the unemployment rate is, whether it's fake or not, the candlesticks are not. So we will typically get a data high and a data low, and we know that price trades around these price levels. Now, they're not always going to be hit the same day, but when we talk about targets for liquidity, data highs, data low, right? Same thing for NQ. Data high, data low. 950 is a 50 level. They worked that shit. They put a bull flag up there. They put a good old fake bull flag up there. Right there. See that? Bull flag after a bull market is bullshit. Boom. And that was at 9 o'clock, which is the 9 a.m. macro. Not bad. I've been getting really stomped out lately on the Nasdaq before it goes in the direction I was trading in. Really annoying. Well, yeah, you can always re-enter the market too, my friend. You can always re-enter the market. So that is pretty much, well, it was a break even, not a loss, but that was pretty much what had happened down in here. So remember earlier this week, it might have been last week, to be honest, I don't actually remember, but we talked about turtle soup short and turtle soup long. So during lunch today, we ended up getting a lower low below a low. Next candle entry, beautiful, rallies, it does make a new high, drops lower, rallies, makes equal highs, and then sinks lower again. So now we have a 1, 2, 3 formation. So now we have yet again another lower low below a low. That is the turtle soup long. Next candle entries offered in here. That's what I took. So one of these two candles right here. We instantly rallied. I mean, instantly like 10 points. I was like, oh shit, okay, break even. And then boom. We come down, I get out, break even. I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens. And then we just dilly dally. And then I go, oh shit, that's equal highs. That's manipulation. This is now first stage accumulation. And then this is going to be the second leg to go higher. But I wasn't willing to enter on the second leg. I just let it go. I just let it go. And yeah, do me a favor, drop some likes. Drop some likes on the stream. I appreciate that. Gold had a super clean, but well, yeah, I mean, everything had data highs and data lows today. So yeah, Robert, check out the free beginner series and the smart money sniper course, I think is what it's called. So since that was the low of the day, 67 or 68 was my first target. And then, like I said at the beginning of the stream, 6,100 is likely a later target. And that's why I said I'll cry if we get that, because that's what I wanted from down here. I just got knocked out break even before, you know, we're here. So it's like, fuck, dude, too late to long for me personally. And I'm gonna let it go. So that would have been about 50 points or so. Oh yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot, chat. It would have been a lot, at least. And yes, Robert, I am. So Nasdaq, the only difference here is Nasdaq, although it does make a lower low here, it doesn't make a lower low here. So there was that distinction between the two, right? So we have 1106 to 1118 here, or 1105 to 1118. 1105, 1118, we do not make a lower low. So there was your divergence below an old low. Again, same thing where you had manipulation, lowers by here. because it did make a lower low. First stage accumulation, and we've been rallying since then. So that's always nice. That's always nice. Joe says, do you use MMXMs for higher time frame bias as well? Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything I teach you is fractal. Everything I teach you has an inverse. Everything I teach you has a premium and discount. All of it. Yeah, Cameron, that was a good job, but I have no interest in trading the rest of today. I might come back for the final hour. I might try to see something in the final hour, but overall, I would probably rather not. Okay, dollar index. I told you guys in here, it was either right in here, 10, or maybe like closer to 11. I said I wanted to see if we get a reversal in here. We ended up trading higher one more time, right? So we get a higher high above an old high. That's the turtle soup short to sink below these lows here. So I don't know if you guys were able to watch that today. I think I told you it was in here. And then we went higher one more time. And then look at that series of higher highs above these. And part of me said, okay, we could get those lows. If we continue, then we'll go ahead and probably get the data low. But I don't think that looks probable for the rest of today. But again, there was still opportunities in there. And again, that hit at 1108, which is in what? The macro. 1050 to 1110. Snuck right in there at the last 2 minutes. Okay. I was a little bit surprised to see his reverse and then trade higher. I was like, oh shit, okay. You know, but I have no interest in the dollar anymore for today. So yeah, if you look at the overall here, bunch of higher highs, bunch of lower lows. It's not a bad market to trade. I think a lot of people are going to say like, oh, today wasn't clean and all that shit, because everybody always has their opinion. But I would, as always, argue against that. There was clean shorts up in here. I wasn't looking for shorts in here, and there was definitely some decent longs near the low of the day. So, you know, I don't give any value to what people say on the internet, because they're not doing what we're doing over here. Does that make sense? So now that we got a few more people on here, I'll bring up the matrix again. I didn't edit the whole thing. I didn't edit the trim, but I guess we don't really need that entirely. But there it is. Okay, there is my time compression matrix. Okay. Do we need to go over this again? Do we need to go over this again, chat? I feel like we don't need to. And I might even make like a short 5-6 minute video for the members here, just to have, you know, have something solidified. But let me know what you think in the chat. Connie says yes. Who else has an opinion on whether we should go over this again or not? Yes, no, maybe so. What's the deal? What is the deal? Omar says yes. Need to rewatch. Think it's pretty straightforward. I think we should probably do some examples then instead. Ooh, TEM is up 6%. Look at that. Jim Bob says running back. Yeah, I guess. All right. So with NQ, this is what I tried to explain this morning. Actually, you know what? I have an image for that. I have an image for that. All right. So one of you said in the morning that there wasn't really an entry short for NQ, and you know, like always, that's not true. I always tell you guys there's always an entry. If there's not a concept based entry, there will be a time based entry. Okay? And I know that's weird for a lot of people because a lot of educators don't teach entries based on time. It's always price. Oh, smart money concepts, the last up candle, the last down candle, this, that, and the third. That is only a portion of it. That's not everything. That's why a lot of people got lost over the years, because they're like, oh, well, what the fuck? Certain candles aren't working. Certain imbalances aren't working. Like, oh, this is bullshit. No, it's not bullshit. You just weren't given everything. Because not everybody knows everything. I mean, I don't know everything either, but I definitely know a lot more than most. So again, it's not always based on price, not just price, okay? There's a timing aspect of it as well. Okay? So, for example, in the green and red candlesticks, that is going to be ES, right? So the S&P 500. This is a 1 minute chart from right around equities open this morning. Okay? At this time segment, I mean, I took the screenshot at 9:40 because I got to this late. I slept in today because I don't really, you know, care about the open after NFP. But anyway, the point is, what I'm showing you is NQ trading lower and forming that bull flag here, while ES is trading higher. So we have weakness here on NQ because it's not trading higher like ES. So the only concept I have here is the fact that this is the last imbalance on the way higher. Okay, this is our highest high. That is an imbalance prior to it, which price traded into here to rally, price traded into here to rally a little bit. I mean, like 10 points. Stopped in here again, stopped in here again. And then finally, I think this was 8:56. Okay. 8:56, it no longer respects that inversion to go long. It trades and closes below that inversion. At the same time, well, we don't have the fucking time on here. I think it was this candle here trades below this up candle here for ES. So there's your shift in price delivery. There's your shift in price delivery. I taught you both of those already. So the next candle, ES trades up and into that up candle there. NQ trades higher. That's the short. It doesn't have to reach the inversion. I mean, that's usually what I would wait for. But as soon as that candle opens and trades higher, that's a short. You could expect it to maybe go in the inversion, but that's the short right there, shorting above the open of the following candle. Does that make sense? Or you could have said, all right, this is a short on ES, but Nasdaq is weaker, so I'll just short Nasdaq instead. You would have came to the same conclusion doing that either way. Okay? So now that you understand that, that is right here, 8:55 and then 8:56. So if we were to pull up this matrix again, this time compression matrix, we're looking at a 1 minute chart. So what is the next higher time frame? For me, it ain't going to be a 2 minute or a 3 minute or a 4 minute. I'm not doing it. I'm going to skip to the 5 minute. Okay. So at let me do this again. 8:55. Okay. That is a new 5 minute candlestick. 856, that's a new 1 minute candlestick. So we already traded above the open on the 5 minute. So the next one is going to be the opening of the 1 minute time frame to go short. Does that make sense? And then on top of that, 850 to 910. Okay, 850 to 910 is what? Your 9 a.m. macro. See that? So macros typically either will reach an imbalance or liquidity. What did it reach for? Data low. Data low. So again, fake bull flag, right? Because it's a bull flag after a bull market, and we took data high with, you got some resting lows down here, and then you have the resting data low. So immediately lower, spends a couple of minutes in here, and then 9 o'clock, they open in the new hour, it trades up a little bit, and then absolutely rips ass for the lows. So imagine being short and the market just dumps 100 points in your favor. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? But you already know all this stuff. You already know when to expect retail patterns to fail. If we've been in a bull market and then we get a bullish retail pattern, that is more likely to fail than it is to hold. So that's the context. Price, we're at a 50 level above data high, and then what's the time? The 9 a.m. macro. So there's your time price context. That's why I told you on Wednesday, you cannot beat this. Time price context, you won't beat it. You will not beat that. No volume. What's the other shit called? No book maps. Nothing. You can't beat it. Okay? Relative strength, same shit. Shift in price delivery. We're trading higher against NQ. That's distribution. And then same thing at 856, shorting above that 1 minute candle. Actually, 855 is here. So that's the open of the next 5 minute candle right there. So it does trade back above the open of that 5 minute candle. And then it also, in sync, rips ass. You see that? That is pretty cool shit, isn't it? When you look at that 5 minute time frame, look at that. Isn't that what I just said? 850, there's your start of the macro. So we're also above the macro open, the mop. Open, high, short, low, close. You remember that shit? That would be this one. Open, we rally, that's a short. You're shorting as the candle is printing either green or white or, you know, a bullish up close candle, but it's not bullish. It's bearish, and we're going to short ideally in the opposing direction of our bias. So open, short, done. Okay. So it's the same thing over here as well. It's the same thing with turtle soup. You don't have to trade the actual turtle soup. You don't have to. You can wait for what? The next candle entry. And that's what I did. It's just, we got so much spikeage and that trade was like 10 points in a profit almost instantly. So of course I'm like, oh shit, you know, break even, sure. Then it comes back down. I'm like, all right, well, fuck, I don't know what, you know, what we're going to do now. This is still probably the low risk buy, but I'm going to let it go. And of course we're higher. So look at this 15-minute candlestick, or time frame rather. See that? Manipulation again, but this time it's a turtle soup. Remember, it's a lower low that is below a low. That's your turtle soup. So 11:15 closes, 11:30 starts, trades down. That is timing the market better. So what we're looking for is 11:30, which is here. And we're looking for an entry that is below 11:30's open. So, I mean, obviously, look at this. Like, you know, what do I do with that? There's no imbalances. There's no inversions. There's nothing to reference other than just a time-based entry. So that's why I let it go. I'm like, I don't know. And then, boom. So, I mean, we could probably find something on a much smaller time frame. I wouldn't have done that personally. I wouldn't have gone down to the 15-second. I would have just said, yeah, fuck, you know, I'm good on that. But there is a 15-second imbalance that was after a short-term low, ran still below the open of 11:30, and in hindsight, that was the play. So, but again, seeing this, like, look at a 1 minute time frame for a second. Seeing I'm entering on this, and then seeing such a rally, it's like, oh, it's about to hit my TP. I'll go break even, and then the market was like, no, screw you, John, I'm coming back. Rob, go to the community tab and read the directions on how to get into the Discord. So yeah, equal highs met. We do retrace a little bit, but again, as mentioned, we still have a potential for 6,100. It's just a 5 minute imbalance, breakaway imbalance really, but that imbalance here is just above these highs at 6,096. So I was planning on holding one contract for the rest of the day to see if we could get that. I think it's low probability on a day like today. I don't really see us trending for the rest of the day higher. It's possible, but probably not as likely. So I think there was good opportunities to short. I think there was good opportunities to long. We're back in the day's range, and I'm pretty sure we've set the high and low of today. So that's why I would not be too interested in trading the rest of today. Now, I could be wrong. If I was wrong, the only thing I could see is if Nasdaq were to come down to 585 for a run on those low resistant lows. But like I said, we got a divergence down here. We're back in the range. I don't see us going down here. Does that make sense? The YouTube community tab. You're literally on my YouTube right now. Go to my community tab and scroll back a little bit. There's some messages that tell you how to get in the Discord. User settings, connections, and then YouTube to sign in. That's how you do it. So, let me see. Yeah. That's really about it as far as some of the more important things that I wanted to talk about today. When you look at price, okay, I'm not really sure what people look at or where their eyes gravitate towards, but on higher time frames, all of the opportunities are going to be basically in the wicks after manipulation. Does that make sense? That's the whole point of why I showed you the time compression matrix. When you're getting ready to look at when you're getting ready to enter a trade, it's usually good to pull up a calendar and go, what day is it? What time is it? right? Why would we talk about what day it is? Oh, it's Friday. Why is that important? Well, think about it. On SPY, at least, what did we have? Monday, up close. Tuesday, up close. Wednesday, up close. Thursday, up close. So we had all week was higher. And I've taught this for many, many years already. What's reasonable to see on a Friday if we've been up all week? A down close day. What are we at right now? A down close day. So it may not always be like, it ain't going to be 100%. But a lot of the times, what you can find is that we can get a reversal on Friday. Take a look at, matter of fact, let's go do this. Let's go take a look at the regular trading hours. All right, let's reiterate some ideas that I've already taught you. Let's reiterate. Thursdays close at 3:10. Today's open at 8:30. What do you notice about that? What do you notice about that? That's a gap up. And what's price doing here? Where is it? Just move that over. When price is up here, is that a discount? Is that a premium? Is that an extreme discount or an extreme premium? Which one is it? If we gapped higher, we're probably already in a premium because we gapped higher. Now, when we're above that gap, again, I've never seen anybody classify it like this. Maybe other people have. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, everybody knows about gaps. But if you're in a gap up and it continues, that is an extreme premium. You took the short and pulled it? Oh, shit, Ricky. I don't know what's worse. Like, getting out of the trade yourself and then watching it run, or breaking even and then watching it run. I feel like pulling the short yourself and then watching it run is probably worse because you're the one who did it. You know what I mean? Instead of the market doing it. Yeah, that's... Can't win them all, dude. You know what I'm saying? Can't win them all. So that shift in price delivery here at the same time, Nasdaq was trading through its last imbalance on the way up. ES is in an extreme premium. Lack of wick right there too. 8:59 and then 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock had no trading above the open. 9 o'clock said, all right, it's 9 o'clock, dumping. We're not doing that above the open bullshit. We're just running straight for it. Ran straight for the low end of the gap. But of course, data low is below that. So it had to reach for the data low. See how that works? So are you starting to see how all of these concepts come together? I know I keep asking you that over and over again, but some of you in the chat I haven't seen before, or may not have seen more than once or twice. So I'm trying to make sure you guys are getting it. Are you starting to see how it all makes sense? Oh yeah, the extreme premiums, the relative strength, the data highs and lows. If it's up all week, Friday might be a reversal day. If it's down all week, Friday might be a reversal day. It was a predetermined loss, but was just like, damn, stupid mistake. Well, that's usually why when I'm tweeting stuff or saying stuff in the Discord, I'm usually better when I pretend other people are watching. Does that make sense? It's a stoic idea, right? To live as if the world was watching. So, you know, before you get ready to place a trade, just imagine that there's a camera crew behind you, you know, like Maury or, you know, somebody that's going, hey, fucking look at this dumbass right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look at this fucking guy right here. What's he about to do? Do something stupid, or is he about to make some money? You know? So if you think about it like that, it's like, well, if the students were watching the mentor, would the mentor do this? And it's like, oh, fuck no. So we're not going to do it. Or it's like, oh, hey, you taught people that there's a lower low below a low. That's a turtle soup long. And you saw it happen. So that means coming up is a long entry. So are you going to long or are you going to bitch out? It's like, well, I'll long then. You know what I mean? It's just the trade management. I personally don't think I made a mistake. I think when price gets ready to hit your target, I think you should be break even. That's not a rule that I'm really willing to give up on. You know what I mean? I'd rather get knocked out than to just hold open profit. Or open risk, I think is what I meant to say. So I don't personally think I did anything wrong on that. Ooh. Trying to see how we made these highs up here. I know we haven't really looked at Dow today. You know what? Actually, we might not have made our low of the day. Now that I think of it. Like I said earlier on NQ, we do have Wednesday's low here. We stopped just shy of that. So I think our Dow Jones has been engineered. That low, I think, has been engineered. And then if need be, we might come down for that at 350. That's a possibility. So if the Dow drags lower, I don't know what ES is going to do. But intraday, if the indices are not done, those lows look juicy for NQ. These right here. So even though that divergence was short-lived, that still might be a target for PM session. Does that make sense? I still have problems with mitigations and a few other little concepts, but everything else is getting real crispy. Nice. Yeah, we all make, you know, we all do dumb shit sometimes. You know what I mean? We all do dumb shit. It was just a losing day on that one. That's following for the YouTube channel, not overall on all accounts. We had already took profit on the news buys from the daily open tabs. Yeah, I agree, Joe. That's a good thing in my opinion. For Dow, yeah, it's hard to say, dude. Dow is usually just ass water. It's just so bad. We left behind those highs. I mean, I could see us coming down for the lows and then coming back up here, like for a final hour. I could see that. I could see that, but if we're gonna take the lows, what I would have rather seen is for us to take a high first, and we haven't. Nothing. We had some small highs here, but I'm saying something like this or something like this. But now it's just like, ooh, you know. So we'll watch it together. I mean, it's 12:45. We're coming up on the macro. We'll see if that macro delivers down here. We'll see if we can do that. We shall see, chat. But I already told you in the Discord today, I literally said this earlier. I said my precision is probably not going to be, you know, I'm probably not going to be as precise for the rest of today. I'm probably not going to be. I can just tell the market's doing some weird shit, and I don't always understand it. I don't always get it. You know, but we're going to see. We're going to see. Javante's short on YM. Jeez, very nice. What would you consider as low probability conditions? If price is in the middle of a range, if the market's in the middle of a range and has equal highs or equal lows, if you can justify both sides of the market, that's a low probability condition in my opinion. Alex, the macros are every hour. I probably should have included that in the time compression matrix. I didn't really think about that now that we've talked about it. It's just the first, or excuse me, it's the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes of every hour. Of every hour. So like, for example, the next macro coming up is 8, I don't know why I said 8. 12:50 to 11:10. That would be the 1 p.m. macro. Do you see why it's called the 1 p.m. macro? Is because it's 12:50 to 1:10. So 1 p.m. macro. Like this morning, for example, the 11 o'clock macro delivered us lower. We went lower from 10:50 to 11:10. Right? We went lower to seek liquidity during that macro. The 12 o'clock macro doesn't look like we did much of anything. And yes, there's an indicator that I feel like drawing it manually sometimes, but there is an indicator that does this, right? So you can tell when all the macros occurred. 9 a.m. macro, 10 a.m. macro, 11, 12. It didn't really do a lot in terms of delivery, in my opinion. And so that's why I said we're coming up on the 1 p.m. macro. And hopefully you've been watching price as I've been talking to you. There's just some things I've been looking at, like the up candle right there. So I would have just felt better if we made a higher high before going lower, but I don't make the rules. I don't control the markets. So it ain't up to me. But this does look pretty weak, I'll tell you that. And yeah, Alex, I agree. When you know the times you're supposed to look at it and you look for the context like areas of liquidity, then you know what to expect. And then it becomes scary because you're like, oh shit, I expected lower pricing and the market went lower. And it feels weird at first to get it. Even if you don't trade it, it feels weird to just be like, oh shit, I got it right. And then you start getting it right more often and more often and more often. And you're like, oh man, this stuff really is predictable. Yeah. Why do you think I walked Nasdaq like a dog yesterday? Or Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day it was. I gave you all the tweets too. And put them in the Discord at the same time I was tweeting them. Like, you can't fake that. I can't always do that. I can't do that every single day with 100% accuracy. But you don't need to do that. You just need 1 or 2 good trades a week and that's it. So theoretically, since Monday through Thursday has been absolutely phenomenal, in theory, there should be no fucking reason to trade today. There should be no reason to trade today. And I agree, Mason. You're going to see the same things repeating over and over again. You're going to keep seeing market maker models in both directions, buy models and sell models. You're going to see my mitigation model continue to work. You're going to see macros still deliver. You're going to see relative strength still deliver. You know what I mean? So once you know how the markets operate realistically, it just becomes a matter of managing your trades correctly, not moving your stop too early like I did apparently today. You know, holding winners and cutting losers. You know, back to the fundamental basics. Every trade's unique. Small risk or low risk, high reward setups only. The problem is, and look, I have nothing against Mark Douglas. He's the GOAT, in my opinion. Him and Paula Webb, because they wrote Trading in the Zone together, in case you didn't know. You know, they talk about that series of trades perspective. Every trade's unique. If you see a setup, you know, stop thinking, just take the setup. From a mindset standpoint, yes, that's really, really good information. That's how it should be. The only thing that Mark Douglas and Paula Webb didn't have is smart money concepts. You understand? So if you take smart money concepts and you apply all the shit in Trading in the Zone and Disciplined Trader and stuff like that, bro, that's the recipe right there. That's the recipe right there. Why do you think when I created this community, okay, why do you think I named it Smart Money Stoics? To trade like smart money and to have the mindset and the equanimity of a Stoic philosopher. The only thing you got to do after that is manage your risk and you're good. Does that make sense? Drop some ones in the chat if that makes sense. You're like, oh yeah, I get it now, John. You have to know how the market operates. You have to manage your risk and you have to manage the trades correctly. The math has to pan out. The market has to pan out, and you have to let trades pan out, like a series of trades, not just one or two good trades, but like one or two good trades a week for the next few months. You know, then you get some really, really nice equity curves. You get some really nice, just smooth operator, baby. And it's not always easy. It's fucking hard, but you know, I teach you guys the best way that I can. That's it. You know, I give you the highest probability directional bias. You know, I give you ideas on when to potentially stay out on days like today. You know, just observe today. You don't have to trade today. Just watch it. That way you have the mental free space to not be worried about taking trades, and you're just focused on, okay, is it going to deliver higher? Is it going to deliver lower? What's it going to do? And those guys didn't know a damn thing. Yeah, I've never read it. I don't think so. Robert, I don't trade pips. I trade points. And that varies on which asset it is. I would focus more on percentage than points or pips. So 12:54, we're a few minutes into our macro. Because again, it started at 12:50, so we're about 5 minutes in. This is a new 5-minute candle right here. And we haven't even looked at the other indices, so I don't really know what the other indices are doing here. But we'll watch it, we'll study it, we'll read it together, and we'll see what takes place. What other questions you guys got for today? What else you got? Watching the Chiefs lose this weekend? Ooh. I haven't kept up with sports in a long time, so I don't even know who's playing, to be honest. YM's taking a dump ski. Is it? Is it taking a dump? Oh. What level did it go to? Did I tell you earlier? Oh, that looks like an engineered low. Look at that shit. Look at that chat. Who knows some shit? Who knows some shit? When you get a low just prior to an old low, that's usually an engineered low. Build liquidity, have everybody thinking that's the bottom, and then rip that bitch. How hard is that? Look at that little gap right there, big fella. Look at that shit. Look at that shit, dog. Kind of just went up there and kissed it goodbye, you know what I mean? Look at that shit. You see how hard that was? You see how difficult it was? Wasn't difficult at all. What time am I getting on Rival? I might not play Rivals today. My cleaning kit came in yesterday, so I might make a video on it. I forget what it's called. It's a, let me see if I can pull it up on Amazon. It's the Adams Premium Car Wash Kit. It's like 125 bucks. It comes with a bunch of shit. It's called the... It's like a gun. It's like a foam gun or something. You connect it to a... Oh, foam cannon. Okay. Yeah, there's no way that shit's 100 bucks. What the fuck? But that's what it looks like. So you put that up to the... Well, that looks like something for a pressure washer. Yeah. But mine's just for the regular water hose. But it looks just like that. So it puts a bunch of foam all over your car to clean it, obviously. So I want to test that shit out. The efficient market hypothesis. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I think everything is rigged. I think it's all rigged. This whole shit is a carnival game. Time is a man-made thing. Money is a man-made thing. Just all of this stuff it's all man-made. There's nothing organic. There's nothing natural about any of this shit. The only natural thing is greed. And that's why markets do what they do. They're designed to get people in, take their money, and on to the next one. Make sense? So this old low we're going to take off because that's not the downside objective. 12:59. So we're coming up on the open of the hour here in just a second or two right now. And no, they don't, Rob. You like the 1, 2, 3 pattern? I don't even know how to say your name, Jay. You like the 1, 2, 3 pattern? But yeah, I got the foam gun. I got a bunch of shit, dude. Like tire shine, tire cleaner, rim cleaner, window cleaner, inside cleaner, all that shit. Whole bunch of stuff. Rob, there's a video on it, bro. Go watch the content. Go watch the content. Most of it is free. Most of it. Most of these should be searchable too, just because of the title. I try not to make titles that don't make sense. Like the 1, 2, 3 formation should be titled the 1, 2, 3 formation, right? None of this find it in the 800 or 900 videos that we have. Like, good luck to you. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want that. So we'll give this a few more minutes just to see if we get some sort of delivery in the macro or not. And then we'll go about the rest of our day. Oh, 1, 2, 3 on Dow. 15-minute. I would not trust any lows until Nasdaq takes those lows, or not. But remember, it's a down day, probably a down close day, and longing on a day like that, on a day like today, ooh, may not be the best. It may not be the best. But there's still plenty of time in today. There's still, because here's what's coming up, okay? Here's what's coming up. You ready for this? You ain't ready for this. All right. So you have the 1 o'clock macro, which we've been watching. Then you have the 2 o'clock macro. You also have the final hour. And then you have the 3 o'clock macro and the 3 o'clock macro first half, the 250 to 3 o'clock, that's MOC. Does that make sense? So you got a lot of shit coming up. Two o'clock macro, final hour, MOC, 3 p.m. macro. You get to enjoy the new car smell this weekend? Yeah, it still smells new. There's only like 45 miles on it. I bought it when it had 6. It's got like 45 or 46 miles on it. That's why people keep asking like, oh, do a 0 to 60. Bruh. Right, Mason. Finally, somebody knows something. Right. It's the car's not broken in yet. You're not supposed to, it comes with warning signs. You're not, I can show, I'll take pictures of it. I'll show you. It says, don't do cool shit until after 1,500 miles. No track, no 0 to 60. I forget what the other thing is. But you can't do really, really fun stuff until after 1,500 miles. As is, I bought a 2025 2LT Corvette Stingray. I kind of figured the hat would give it off. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not, dog. I'm hungry, dude. I'm starving. I didn't have breakfast, and I did not have lunch either. I get that. I get that. We'll take a brief look at gold. Silver was up today. Oh, look at that fucking... We were up today, and now we're lower. Yikes. All right. Gold. Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Wednesday's high. Thursday's high. Okay. So Friday, London, New York took us lower. We launched again today, Friday. We took Wednesday's high. And just like I taught you a couple of days ago, I taught you how to look for internal range liquidity, right? Higher, we have a slightly higher low here. That's low resistant lows. We traded higher above an old high. So what is that right here? What's that right there? Higher highs. We traded lower into that imbalance. At the same time, silver was lower, I think. Yeah, 946. Okay. So 933 to 946, silver is lower. Gold is higher, just like ES and NQ. They all do the same shit. So that's distribution. We trade lower, low risk short for the lows here. I didn't think we would get all the way down here. I mean, that's a pretty massive sell-off, but there's a chance we could do the data low. I don't think so. That might be a bit of a stretch, but that's still there. But you would have been shorting above old highs after everything I've already taught you. After everything I have already taught you. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Look at that. See? 9:55, that 5-minute candle, and delivered in a macro. Look at that. Right at 10 o'clock. Macro. See that? Time, price, context. Can't beat it, dude. You can't beat it. It just cannot be done. It can't be done, chat. Sliding a little bit lower. Doesn't look like we'll hit the 585 level during this macro, but it's at least been sliding lower as anticipated. What are we eating today? I'm probably just gonna make some chicken nuggets today. It's just throw them in the oven. They're easy. Hey DG, appreciate that. What were you mad about? I'm so mad I just found your channel. Been going through your beginner playlist. Thank you so much. Were you mad that it took a long time to find it, or why are we angry? Why are we angry, big dog? Why are we angry? Marcelo, I don't go live for paid members. Lee Bright, one of my, probably the best student I've ever had, to be honest. He does sessions in the Discord on Thursdays. Every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So those are member only, obviously, because you have to be in the Discord, and you can't see anything in the Discord without a membership. But I do market reviews twice a week. I give bias all the time. So, you know, I don't do member only live streams, if that makes sense. Matter of fact, if that's still in the description for the membership, I might have to fix that. No, there are member only live streams because Lee Bright does it. Yeah, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Oh, I get you. G, I get you. John's membership is the best bang for your buck in the whole trading industry. Look at that, Joe. I appreciate it. Joe's only been here a month. Joe has only been here a month and says that you get the most bang for your buck here as part of the SMS community. Appreciate that. I didn't pay him to say that, just so you guys know. I don't pay anybody to say anything. Paid members is Discord access? Yes. Yes. So if you go through Apple, don't do it. But if you go through Apple, it's $29.99 a month because Apple adds an extra $5 because there's some fraudsters, there's some bullshitters, they're greedy bastards. If you go through YouTube, it's $24.99 a month, $25 a month plus tax. You get access to the Discord. There's 170 something people in there right now. You get 2 market reviews every week. You obviously see in the chat that you get the loyalty badge, bronze, silver, green, blue, and then the yellow is at 1 year, 12 months basically. You can cancel it anytime for any reason. I'm not going to tell you to stay or to go, right? That's up to you. So if you join for 3 months and then cancel for a month and then come back, your timer doesn't start over, if that makes sense. Your time picks up back from where you canceled. So if you stay for 3, leave for 1, and then come back, it would take you 13 months in real time since you took a month off, if that makes sense, for the loyalty badge. Oh, I bought you a vet too? Yeah. Shit. I don't know about that. No, Rob, I don't give like direct signals. Enter here, stop here, TP here. I don't do that. I teach you how to do all of that on your own. But I'll teach you how to fish, but I'm not going to fish for you. I teach you how to look for liquidity. I teach you how to enter markets. Hopefully you've been watching this whole time. I didn't tell you to short. I'm not short. But I told you we would do live analysis. Pointed to that up candle. We spent a little bit of time there. These up candles, we traded into that here. Rallied, dropped down. Imbalance here. Order flow has been bearish. Order flow has been bearish. But I teach you how to do all that stuff. Marcelo, it took me a long time. It took me many, many years. But I didn't have smart money concepts in the beginning. I had all that bullshit. Relative strength and trends and, you know, daily charts instead of 1 minute charts. And, you know, it was not fun the first few years. And I quit many times. The biggest struggle, for me, the biggest struggle is scaling. The biggest struggle for me has been scaling. You know, when you're used to like, oh, I can trade with a $5 stop loss, a $20 stop loss, or like say a $50 stop loss, and it's not a big deal. But then you start going up, and you start going, oh shit, I'm putting $500 on this setup. I'm putting $1,000 on this setup. Like, woof. That shit will, you know what I mean? So scaling up was very difficult for me. Just because, I mean, look, I used to say this all the time. A lot of people come from nothing. Most of us come from nothing. And we learn the value of a dollar, usually with a shitty job, and we live paycheck to paycheck, and money is tight. So you put a lot of value on a dollar. So when you start risking more and risking more, I mean, it gets to the point where you're like, fuck, dude, I'm putting a 2-week paycheck on this trade, or I'm putting a month's wages on this trade. Like that I struggled with. Yeah, that was emotionally very, very scarring. So, because some of you haven't stayed up all night being in an open trade or being in drawdown. Some of you haven't spent a day constantly looking at the chart because you're in a fucked up ass trade, losing a shit ton of money, and you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Some of you haven't been through the trenches. But yeah, that was the hardest part, was getting comfortable and more comfortable, you know, putting more, not percentage at risk, but putting more money, putting more actual capital at risk. that was a hurdle for sure. And I agree, Bazell. I agree. So anyway, that'll pretty much be it for today. There's some highs that we could come up and clear maybe in the final hour. But if I had to make a decision whether to stay or leave, I'd probably leave. I probably would not want to trade this PM session today. Or if I do, I would take a break now and then come back in 45 minutes for the final hour. I could see something like that. But if it was like, hey, John, do you want to stay or leave? I'd be like, no, fuck, I'm leaving. Leaving this shit. So anyway, we didn't get the delivery in our macro. It did trade lower for us. Hasn't delivered to 588. It still might, but I don't want to live stream forever. So I'll go ahead and cut it here. Y'all be good, be blessed. Here, I'll show you the matrix one more time. I'll show you the time compression matrix one more time on your way out the door, just so that way you guys have it. I've given it out for free, you know. It's nothing magical or special or new. It's just a representation of time. 60 minutes is the same thing as two 30-minute candles, which is the same thing as four 15-minute candles, which is the same thing as 12 5-minute candles, which is the same thing as 61-minute candles. Okay? And waiting for that, for the candle you're watching price on potentially to close, and then waiting for the next candle to open to trade higher to short or lower to long, right? It's just a better way of entering the market. And this isn't something that I made up. This is literally just a representation of time. That's it. Okay? So there's no indicator. There's no magic, you know, 618 fibs and all that stuff. It's just time. That's all it is. It's a representation of time. Hourly open, 30-minute open, 15-minute open, 5-minute open, and of course every 1-minute candlestick has a 1-minute open as well. Okay? And Robert, you can just screenshot it. You can press the print screen on your keyboard and then screenshot that. Yeah, Marcelo, I guess so. They're just, these are lines. I drew, this is all on TradingView. I just drew some lines on here just to give a representation of something that happened in the 1 hour time frame. But yeah, I guess those are low resistant lows, sure. Thank you, Tiago. Thank you, Connie. Marcelo, Tiago, Connie, Robert, Haiti, Aziz. We got to get you in the Discord. You guys got to get some memberships. You guys got to get some memberships. But yeah, y'all be good. And I will see you on, what is it? Monday the 10th. All right. See you guys on Monday.